Hey, should I zoom it in a little bit?
Oh shit! Damn, Salaki, sir, I'm live.
Each one, go ahead.
We're gonna get started in a second, Israel. Try to let a couple brothers and sisters get up in here. Hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahba Shem Shah Rock a thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemal a thumb by Shem Shah to the sisters. This is the Thursday night scripture breakdown class on the ISUBK Oakland / Sacramento Israelites page. I'm Priest Officer Karan Yala. I'm gonna be holding it down for Officer 5000 Kasar Bakai until he jump in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can tell by the title, right, that this is aimed towards Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who are in love with the ideology of being American. You understand? Like when you look at Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians as a whole, and you see how we live in this empire, you understand? We are taught these things from the people that oppress us, and in us being taught these things by the people that oppress us following their culture and their customs shows who we look at as or who we reverence as essentially a father. You understand? Like, and Salakia, I'm gonna go to John 8:44 because what Christ said was so heavy, right? Salakia, I'm gonna go to John 8:44. Christ said, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Like, when you look at Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians as a whole, we have been taught, nourished, you understand, trained up to live just like the oppressor. You understand? And the fact that we take on their customs year in and year out, you understand? We keep celebrating their holidays. We worried about what's going on with politics as opposed to what's going on in our communities. You understand? We worried about, you know, keeping up with the culture that America has taught us as basically a people that have no identity. You understand? I'm gonna read that again from the top. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. That's Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You understand? In the Roman Empire, during the Babylonian Empire, and right now in the new revised Roman Empire. You understand? Like, your father teaches you mannerisms. Your father is supposed to teach you. If you're a young boy, he's supposed to teach you how to be a man. You understand? Your father teach you. He'll potty train his son. You understand? He'll train his son in sports. He'll teach his son how to be an upstanding citizen. Well, that's what he's supposed to do. You understand? And us as Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians in this empire, Donald Trump is our daddy. You understand? Because and you know Donald Trump is our daddy as a whole because we do the things what our father does, right? If your father likes to eat roast beef sandwiches and he feeds this to you as a child, you're going to grow up and eat roast beef sandwiches like your father. You understand? If your father trains you to be a drug dealer or a murderer, you're going to do exactly what your father trained you to do. And that's us here in this empire, right? Donald Trump, he's a criminal. You understand? He's a convicted felon, right? And then when you look at the culture of Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, especially with this new term, the YN or the young niggas, you understand? Our culture as a whole is to be exactly how the oppressor is, right? We are essentially looking up to drug dealers, criminals, right? Because that's all these politicians are. They goddamn criminals. You understand? But looking at how Donald Trump lives, the Black, Latino, and Native American Indian community, we worshiped Donald Trump for years. Before he was president, we had no problem with Donald Trump. We was shouting him out in all our songs. He was in some of the videos. You understand? If I'm not mistaken, you probably got brothers and sisters that shot videos in his hotels. You understand? Trump Towers, right? But how Donald Trump lives is how we want to live and what we envy. You understand? Because like when you look at young boys, right? I got a son, right? And any father will attest to this. Even if you're not a father, you can attest to this because if you grew up around your father, you want it to be just like your father. You understand? You might take on your father's mannerisms. You understand? You might take a liking to the type of cars your father liked. You might take a liking to the activities that your father indulges in. You understand? Day in and day out. Well, that's what we have done, not only with Donald Trump, but just with Caucasian men in general. You understand? The activities that they do, they sell drugs. So we become Big Meech. We become we become Freeway Ricky Ross. You understand? We become kingpin drug dealers in our neighborhoods. You understand? And the story is the same. Every major city where there's a ghetto and you got Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You understand? Essentially, we aspire to be the Lucky Lucianos, the whatever John F. Kennedy's father's name was. You understand? Al Capone. The list goes on and on about Caucasian men and the crimes that they commit around America. You understand? Not even just around America, but around the world, essentially, right? And us as a nation of people, we look up to white men like you would look up to your father. You understand? And you see it in our mannerisms today, right? You got brothers that's like proud of crashing out. You understand? You got brothers talking about, yeah, we gonna spin the block and all of this type of nonsense, and we gonna slide on the ops. Well, where that come from? That come from the Italian mob. They was the original sliding on the ops. They started gangs. They started the drive-by shooting with the Tommy gun. You understand? That's where all of this culture comes from, right? But Christ said, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. Donald Trump is a goddamn liar. And if y'all don't understand what Donald Trump just said about the Palestinians, he said, look, man, I stand with Israel. You understand? You Palestinians better get the hell out that land or we gonna get rid of you. You understand? Because he's a murderer. Like Caucasian men have murderous spirits. It's just in them. You understand? That's how the Lord intended for these devils to be, right? And abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. Donald Trump is a liar. You understand? What was I think that was George Washington that said he cannot tell a lie. They was all goddamn liars. Like the Caucasian man made all of these peace treaties with the so-called North American Indians and broke every last one of them because they liars and they can't live in the truth. You understand? Because they lie. That's what they do perpetually. When he speaketh that lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. That's Donald Trump. That's white America. You understand? That's the so-called founding forefathers of this empire, right? And blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we got to wake up to the fact that being a liar, a thief, you understand, and essentially a criminal is not the culture for black people. You understand? I'm gonna go to Salakia. It's what I want. Proverbs 3:31, right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Donald Trump is not supposed to be an idol to black people. You understand? Salakia. Yawashamal Atabashim Yawashah, sis. The water for tapping in. I appreciate it. Madabar, sir. Yawashim Yawashah Brakatah, sir. The water for tapping in. Frank Lucas. Absolutely, sis. You understand? Nikki Barnes. Right out here in Oakland, Felix Mitchell, Lil D, all of these Negroes, right, seeing the wealth and the power that Caucasian men accumulated from being criminals. And we envied them and wanted to be just like them. But the Lord said, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. We're not supposed to aspire to be a liar or a criminal like Donald Trump. You understand? Hey, Nayak, Yabashim al Shabarakatah. The water for tapping in, right? And essentially, right, this is what's going on with blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and it has been going on since we chose to be like the people that oppress us, right? You think that you're going to be a person that's prosperous in the criminal world. You think you're going to be a person that can make millions of dollars, you understand, and nothing happens. You think you're going to be a person that can live how Caucasian men, right? How Caucasian men live, right? And you think you're going to be successful in the same endeavors that they are in, but you're not, because it's not for you. You understand? A life of crime is not for the children of Israel. You understand? And you shouldn't learn, right? What you not learn, but you shouldn't apply what America has taught you in what it takes to be a successful criminal. You understand? Like, look at what happened with all of these so-called king drug pens in our neighborhoods. Them dudes sold drugs for 5, 6, 7 years. Big Meech, he lasted a long time. He was out there probably for like 15 years. You understand? But eventually, you're going to get all of the money. You're going to get all of the women. You're going to get everything that you think that you want out of being a criminal. But eventually, it catches up to you. And instead of you being on the streets for 5, 10 years balling out like you was before, now you got to go serve a 30-year prison sentence. You understand? And live off of next to nothing. You understand? Going to the federal penitentiary, right? Because it's not for blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to prosper off of being a criminal, right? I'm going to go to Psalms 147 and verse 19. Black people need to understand this, right? America not scheduled for you. Matter of fact, Salakia, let me go to what is what I wanted? Is this what I want? Have a cook 2 and 10. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me see. Okay, Khan. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, established a city by iniquity. You understand? That's what your spiritual forefathers in this empire, you understand, talking about people in the world of blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They builded this city up with blood. You understand? And the same way that they built up America is how you think you're going to build your own small empire within America, by living how Donald Trump lives, by living how George Washington lived, by living how Abraham Lincoln lived, by living how Christopher Columbus lived, by living how Amerigo Vespucci lived. Like, these dudes are criminals. They builded this town with blood and established a city by iniquity. But the Lord said, woe unto them. And it's going to happen to you even faster if you keep indulging in living how your oppressor lives, right? You got some Asian people that might live in some far off country, right? This dude might be 105 years old and chain smoke cigarettes like hell. You understand? And he might literally just die from old age. But not you, blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You keep smoking cigarettes, you're going to die of cancer when you're 50. You understand? Look at what just happened to the brother Irv Gotti. That brother died at 56 years old. You understand? That is a very young age to die. And Irv Gotti had money. You understand? A lot of it, right? But him choosing the ways of the oppressor and what they eat and what they perpetuate as far as their music, you understand? And what they push to blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and essentially influencing the younger generation, whether they know it or not. You understand? This brother died from a stroke. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the abominations that he's eaten over time. Like, when you a rich rapper, you understand, or a CEO of a record company, you understand, that promotes drug use, violence, you understand, all of the things that white people have taught you to indulge in, you're going to go to these big, high up, fancy restaurants and eat lobster tails every goddamn night, shrimp, scampi, and scallops, and all of that type of stuff. And over time, when you get to the age of your early 40s, mid 50s, all of them abominations that you put in your body is going to catch up to you. You understand? And you're going to die of a stroke or heart disease because you envy your oppressor and you want to be just like him. You understand? They can live and prosper and have 3 triple double bypasses on their heart because they got the money to. But the Lord will destroy us for indulging in the customs of our oppressor and wanting to be like them. So, like, sir, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, come, Most High in Christ, man. Get that brother a hand, man. Man, everything the brother, everything that brother's saying is absolutely right, and it's so heavy that and we're gonna get into it tonight. We're gonna break this stuff down, like you said, choosing the ways of our oppressor, looking up to them, idolizing them has always been our downfall. And that let me see. I don't got this precept down right here, but let me see. I can start just quoting for you. You can look it up for me. Matter of fact, find me. Where are your lovers at?
Oh, sir, got you.
What I'm talking about? Was that in Jeremiah? I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm give me one second, sir. I'm gonna find it.
All right. But with that, before we go ahead and get that, we'll pull that one precept real quick. And then we will go into class for now. I'm gonna say let's hold off for a minute. That's things. Go ahead. Jeremiah 50. What you got? Go ahead, read.
No, I tried to check out the precept.
Did you find? No, it's gonna say.
That's like it, sir. All thy lovers have forgotten thee.
Yeah. Let me get that.
Come. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 14. You want me to read it, sir?
Jeremiah what?
30 and 14.
Okay, I'm gonna have the brother in the room. Jeremiah 30 and 14. I'm gonna have him read. Let's see.
Common Con, sir.
And let me know if y'all can hear it clear over there too. We got the mic. We might have to turn it up.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one.
Hold on. Slow it down. Where we at? Jeremiah 30 and what? You have to read it a little bit louder, or it might have to turn it up a little bit. 14. Nope, that's not quite it. That's a part of it, but I think it's a little bit further up. Let me see. It's gonna say. Ezekiel. Hold on. I think this one might be it. Hold on. So lock here, everybody. Bear with me.
Oh, Salakia, sir. Ezekiel 16 and 36.
That might be it. Let's see what it says. Because it's like a check-in, like the Lord, like really like, hold on, where is all they at? All the ones that you called out to or you left for, the filthiness and whoredoms upon their children. No, it's close. It's like it just came to me on my mind. I might have to just put it to the side and come to it later. Keep going, Quran. Y'all keep breaking it down. I'm gonna look for this real quick. This now is just on my mind. So lock it.
Common Con, sir. Got
might
you. Yeah, Common Con, sir. But Salakia, but this is a heavy precept too as well, right? Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, and they seek thee not. Like, look at Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians in the state of mind that we in right now. You understand? Like, you got certain sellout Latinos, right? That's wearing these Latinos for Trump shirts and all of this BS and all of this type of stuff, right? Not knowing, well, probably do know, but don't care until it hits the fan in their own backyard. Your lovers is not going to be looking for you when they coming around your family up. When they coming to get your loved ones, you understand? Your lovers is gonna forget you, like you've married yourself to America so much and believed in this country and played the harlot on your God. But when stuff hit the fan, oh, they ain't finna be rallying for you. They not finna be marching for you. Like when our people love to tell us, right? Oh, y'all need to forgive white people and stop thinking about slavery, and y'all got a victim mentality and all of this type of stuff, right? But soon as they son or daughter get murdered unjustly by a racist police officer, them same white people that you was trying to tell us to forgive and forget all of the stuff that they did to our ancestors, they're not gonna sit up here and rally for you after you grieving because your child got murdered by a racist police officer. You understand? Ain't no white people finna be at your bedside when you dying from some god-awful disease because you live like them and chose to disrespect the Most High. It's not gonna happen. You understand? Your lovers is gonna forget about you. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. Like, we've played the harlot with these other nations against the Most High. The Most High said he's gonna wound us with the wound of an enemy. If you got an op, you understand? I'm gonna just bring it to gang terms. You understand? If you got an op or enemy, you understand, and you hate this dude and he hates you, when you catch him down bad, you're going to give him the womb of an enemy. That's how the Most High looks at the children of Israel when we disrespect these laws. I don't want to keep saying disrespect, but when we forsake these laws, when we go against the Most High to marry ourselves physically and spiritually to other nations, the Most High is going, like, God is literally telling you, like, he gonna spin the block on you. The Lord is literally saying that he finna slide on you. You understand? With the chastisement of a cruel one for the multitude of thine iniquity. We suffer in this empire. We get unalived by racist police officers, and there's no justice to be held, you understand, in these courtrooms because of the abundance of our sin against the Most High God, because thy sins were increased, and we just keep sinning against God. You understand? Verse 15, why criest thou for thine affliction. Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity. And God said, don't cry now. Don't cry now. Your sorrow, like, I don't give a damn how sorry you are. You understand? It's not going to cure what's going on with you because of the abundance of your sin. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto you. You keep believing in Donald Trump and keep thinking that America is the melting pot and you're supposed to come together with all of these nations. These same nations is the ones that the Lord is going to use to destroy you ignorant Negroes. You understand? Look at Diddy. Come on, man. Diddy literally married himself spiritually unto the oppressor's lifestyle, right? Not only did he indulge in things that he wasn't to indulge in himself, he forced people to become a part of it. You understand? And these same people that taught him things, taught him all of this stuff, the record company execs, Clive Davis, all of these people who put P. Diddy in a high position, the same people was the ones that brought him down. You understand? These is the same, like, you follow after the Caucasian man and you do what Caucasian people do, the Lord is going to use Caucasian to destroy you. Selling drugs is a Caucasian's, that's their culture. And when you get caught selling drugs, who gonna arrest you? White police officers. And then when you go to court, who you gonna be sitting in front of? A white judge. And then when you go to prison, who's gonna be the prison guards? White men. You understand? It's like the Lord is the Lord is a genius, way smarter than man. He look at it like this. Okay, you like how these people living, you indulging in their culture and you doing what they do. Okay, I'm gonna make those people rule over you since you don't want me to be your God. I'm gonna have them be your God, and they're gonna treat you so goddamn cruel. You're gonna be so sorrowful, and the sorrowfulness that you have is not going to cure you because you've sinned and you deserve this. You understand? Verse 16. Therefore, all they that devoured thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversary, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. In all of this stuff that the Most High is going to do for us for sinning, you understand, against him, he's still going to have mercy on us by chastising these same people that you wanted to be like. You understand? So, like,
right.
Okay. Did you find that scripture here, sir?
Nah. I think I'm gonna have to go in a little bit. But though the ones that y'all had was accurate as well. It's something specific I gotta look at. I might have the wrong paraphrasing what I'm looking for. But basically, those are on point though. When Israel started going a whoring after these nations, what was that? Let's see, Ezekiel 3. Is it Ezekiel or is it Jeremiah 3? Give me Jeremiah 3:1.
Okay.
I had a brother read it. All right, but yeah, let's go ahead. Then we're gonna go into these things. Jeremiah 3:1.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 1.
How's the audio over there? Right? Is it Tawab? Or should it be louder?
Yeah, you Tawab. He Tawab.
All right, Most High Christ.
He good, sir.
All right, go ahead.
They say if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's wife,
right?
Shall he return to her again?
Shall he what?
Shall he return to her again?
Right, like if a man put away his wife, she going dealing with another man. That is disgusting and vile. You know what I'm saying? Like, to deal with this woman after this situation is low. It's vile. It's nigh unto rainbow activity almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, for one, sisters always say, like, man, a man, he can have more than one wife. Why can't women have more than one husband? If she says that to you, that's a red flag. She's she is definitely sounding like a whore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a difference between a man and a woman. Like you have a cup. This is a vessel. If I put my hand in this cup, you and I don't want to drink out of this cup no more. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody putting a rod in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to drink out of this cup if I put my rod in it. It's a lock here. Let alone, you know what I'm saying? That's a vile, disgusting thing, right? What does it have to do with the nation of Israel? Read it again from the top. All right.
Verse 3. Verse 1.
Right.
They say, if a man put away his wife,
right,
and she go from him,
right,
and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
right. Like hell no, he shouldn't. Shouldn't even be a question. Should he return to her again? This is another man's wife. You commit adultery dealing with her because that's his possession now. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Shall not the land be greatly polluted?
Right. That land is polluted. It's been defiled. Right. Keep going.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
With who?
With many lovers.
Israel, we not only slept with somebody else, we getting a train wreck. Like we living like whores, going from nation to nation to nation to nation, following other gods, worshiping them, and we don't understand the entire time that we're doing this, we become underneath them. When we try to be like this country and we celebrate Christmas, we become underneath America. We become underneath the Babylonians. We become slaves to the Assyrians. Every time we follow another nation, we end up being slaves to that other nation. And so we have many lovers. Keep going. Yet
return again to me, saith the Lord.
Right. So the Lord even have mercy on us, even after all of our filthiness and disgustingness that we have done. And that is an amazing thing to forgive. But that's not saying don't go out and be like the fake Israelites and think, what is it, Hosea? They think he told him to go be with a whore.
Right.
Nah, if she go deal with another man, it's over. You know what I'm saying? This is the only mercy that the Lord, this is an analogy. The Lord have mercy on Israel for what we've done. And
Right.
so, but we see the things that come from all that. But I'm not going to go into it. Let's go ahead and get some questions real quick. If there's any questions in the room before we get into the breakdown. Go ahead, Doc.
I was wondering.
And questions are online. If you have any questions, type them in the chat.
Yeah, I was wondering if the destruction of Nicanor is mentioned in First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 43 to 49, and Adar 13. Is this a celebration unto Israelites? Is this something that is like a high holy day?
So, okay, let's go ahead and get it. And to directly answer your question straight up live, not a high holy day. Right. High holy days are what are found in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Every time we have a high holy day, it's considered a Sabbath service. We will read Leviticus 23rd chapter and we go through all the ordinances of the days that we were supposed to keep in the law. All right. Go ahead. All right. We're going to have Mawakan read. Most High in Christ, man. Once again, let's clap it up. We got the brothers and sisters in the building. We got the young baby in the building, man. Most High in Christ, Magun, Yasharala. You know what I'm saying? Shield of Israel got a powerful name. Got a powerful family, man. Most High in Christ. All right, where we at with it? First Maccabees 7 and.
So I might have wrote down the wrong.
What What do you have?
I have 7:42, but
It's 33.
30.
Yeah.
Khan. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 33. After this went Nicanor up to Mount Sion, and there came out of the sanctuary certain of the priests and certain of the elders of the people to salute him peaceably and to show him the burnt sacrifice that was offered for the king.
Right. And so, long story short, the context of background of this story is that the brothers, Judas Maccabees, they over in Israel, taking over Jerusalem, taking over the land, getting the Greeks and the heathens out of it. There were wicked men that wanted to side with the Greeks and went to where did they go to? I believe they went to one of these islands where they were at, where one of the sons of Seleucus, I believe it says, right? I think his name was Darius, right? Oh no, Demetrius sat on the throne, so like it tells you when you go up and further in the story. Long story short, these men went over there trying to get approval to come back and fight against Judas Maccabees, and they wanted to become high priests. His brother was selfish; he wanted to become the high priest. They sent back one man to go and fool these brothers, say that he wanted peace with them. His name was Bacchides. I'm about saying his name wrong. It didn't work out with him. Then they sent this devil Nicanor to come through and trick the Israelites and kill him. Judas Maccabees was wise and outsmarted him. Didn't go for it. When you do it, is closer to down to 39.
Verse 39. So Nicanor went out of Jerusalem and pitched his tent in Bethel, where an host out of Syria met him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 40. But Judas pitched in Adasah with 3,000 men, and there he prayed,
Right.
saying, 41, O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thy angel went out and smote 180,500 of them. Verse 42.
Right.
Even so, destroy thou this host before us this day, that the rest may know that he hath spoken blasphemously against thy sanctuary, and judge thou him according to his wickedness.
Right. So this brother is praying to the Most High to come and destroy this heathen, kill them before his people, and let everyone know that the Lord is with him and that these heathens deserve to die like anyone else that comes up against the children of Israel. Keep going.
Verse 43. So the 13th day of the month, Adar, the host, joined battle, but Nicanor's host was discomfited.
Right.
And he himself was first slain.
And he himself was what?
Was first slain.
Let me read a little. I sound a little low or something, man.
And he
there we go. There we go.
Was first slain.
Most High in Christ, like, and this reminds me of what's the heathen from Esther as well. His name was with the H.
Haman. Sorry, Salaki.
Haman, right? Haman. Haman was coming against the children of Israel. He wanted to get the brother killed Esther and her forefather, her uncle, wanted to get him killed. He ended up getting hanged on the same pillar. You know what I'm saying? That he tried to set up to kill him. This heathen came against Judas Maccabees. He's the first one to get killed. Keep going. I'm talking about Mordecai too, right? So let's get into
Verse 44.
it. Right.
Now when Nicanor's host saw that he was slain, they cast away their weapons and fled.
Right. So they ran away. When they see their leader got killed, he was a powerful ruler, a powerful general, whatever you want to call it. They see him get knocked off. They're like, man, we out of here. We ran. Keep going.
Verse 45. Then they pursued after them a day's journey from Adasah unto Gazerah, sounding an alarm out after them with their trumpets.
Right. So we just fast forward. They went, chased him down, killed them, took their belongings, and you can drop down to verse 49.
Verse
Right.
49.
Mhm.
Moreover, they ordained to keep yearly
Mhm.
this day, being the 13th of Adar.
Right. So this is what the question is basically. This is what we would call a tradition or a feast or anything like that we honor these days that things like this happen in our history. Another one is the Feast of Dedication, and another one is the Feast of Purim. So we'll call it a feast day. It's a day of celebration that we honor, but it's not a high holy day. So in Purim is the same thing that you're talking about in Esther. We fought against our enemies. They wanted to destroy us actually in the same day, like right after. So in the 14th day of Adar and in the 15th day are the days of Purim. So those come right after it. So this is another, it happened around the same time. So we ended up designating this as a day that we remember. Now in the UPK, as far as I'm concerned, we haven't been keeping this tradition, but it's not a commandment to do that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when are these days according to today's time?
So we have one coming up. If y'all, it's right here on the bulletin. It'll tell you when the Feast of Purim is coming up in March. You know what I mean, right? Am I right?
Come on, sir.
Right, it's coming up in March, so we'll keep the Feast of Purim. Okay. So yeah, we keep the generals. Jeremiah Gala goes in and watches the stars and gets a farmer's almanac and watches, you know what I mean, the different months and times. And then we keep the days and we calculate where we are, which is the 14th to 15th day of that month, which we would call Adar, I believe it's called, right? That's why.
So I guess everything.
All right, Most High Christ. Go ahead.
Well, I have a question on the book of Exodus, chapter 33, and I believe verse 11.
All right.
I was having a discussion.
Can we hear you in the mic, Doc?
Oh, sorry, sir. I was having a discussion with the brother in the world about this, and he was trying to say that this was a contradiction in the Bible. And I was trying to explain to him that it wasn't a literal, like when you read it, I tried to explain to him that it wasn't literal, but I wasn't able to get across to him that it wasn't being literal, it was being metaphorical when it talks about being with the Lord face to face.
Listen, young man, can you try to turn it up a little bit? I don't know, it just might be on a low level.
And I was just hoping to get the full breakdown on this scripture.
All right, go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 33.
That's about to go.
Verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face,
Right,
as the man speaketh unto his friend.
right.
And he turned again into the camp. But his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. And the main question is, it's really a two-part. So it's in the first part where it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses face to face. And then the second part is and then in the verse 20 it says, and he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live.
Right.
And this person I was having a conversation with, it's just like they couldn't grab. I don't know if I broke it down to them the incorrect way. I don't believe I did, but I just need a full breakdown to understand or to show them that this isn't talking about literally seeing the Lord in verse 11.
All right. You want to take a shot at it, Cornella?
Salakia, sir. What's his question like?
What? Yeah. What is his question is in Exodus 33? It says that he talked to the Most High face to face, and in verse 20 it says, "Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live."
Okay, and he's saying like basically he's asking like, why
He
is this
said
saying?
it's a contradiction to say that.
Well, so like I said, the brother I was spoke.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. Yeah, somebody, the Christian that was trying to battle him, said it was a contradiction. And let me guess, he doesn't believe in the Bible.
Concept.
Okay.
I got that part after after we were going through this.
Right.
He heard a lot about the Bible, but he didn't believe in it.
Mm. So he just studies the Bible to prove that it's wrong. You got it? Or are you too out, Mario?
Okay. I'm kind of stumped on it too, just because, like, I mean, I could pull precepts to show that nobody's seen the Most High, but as far as the question that he's posing, yeah, I'm stumped on it, sir. Salakia.
No sweat. All right, go ahead and bring verse 11 again.
Come, book of Exodus, chapter 33, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend.
Right. So how does the Lord speak to his prophets?
Oh, damn.
Huh? You got it?
In visions and dreams, right, sir?
Right. And how else? With who?
Oh, through men.
Through men?
You said, and how else? How does the Lord
how
speak?
does the Lord communicate
with the prophets?
Okay, no. How do the prophets speak to the Lord? No. You said that's how the Lord speaks to men through prophets. But how does the Lord speak to the prophets?
Through visions and dreams, correct?
Okay, it's another thing I'm looking for. Go ahead.
That's all the messengers.
Exactly. What are those?
The angels.
Right. Angels. Angels is how the Lord speaks to men. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Go 1 Samuel 9:9. This is how you speak to the Lord. This is how the Lord speaks to men. You know what I'm saying? So once again,
this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 9, in verse 9.
Right.
Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God.
When he went to do what?
Inquire of God.
When you want to ask the Lord something, what would you do? Go ahead.
Thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Right. So once again, the prophets of God were called seers. Those are the ones that the Lord spoke to, and the Lord spoke to them through messengers, which would be angels. So when Moses is speaking face to face in this conversation, it's the angels that are representing the Most High, and that's who Moses was talking to in this situation. And so if there's more precepts you want to see the angels dealing, like you said, through visions, through dreams, and that was the difference, is that it wasn't a vision or a dream. Moses was awake when this happened. Right? So a lot of times when I think Ezra's, right, when Ezra was having all these visions, and then John the Revelator, these are all visions. It's like you're in a sleep state and you're seeing something, but you're not fully asleep. You're seeing something that's not there. But when Moses had this conversation, he's talking to this angel like we're talking to right now. That was the difference, that Moses was fully awake. He wasn't put to sleep. He wasn't in a dream. He wasn't seeing a vision or anything like that.
So, Slaggy, sir, I got a quick question on the topic.
Go ahead.
So, in Moses speaking to the angels, I remember, who was it? Was it, I'm trying to think. Was it, it was a brother that encountered an angel, and he asked the angel, like, are you for us or for our enemies? You recall what I'm talking about, sir?
That sounds familiar.
I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Gadiawan or Gideon.
Joshua.
What, it might have been Joshua.
Right. But what's the question on it?
The question is, right? So in that moment, he was talking to a man, but it was an angel, right?
Correct.
When Moses was talking to an angel, was Moses talking to a man as well?
Correct.
Okay, come on, sir. Got you.
Someone that appeared to Moses and was speaking, thus saith the Lord. This is what the Lord is telling you. And he's breaking down to him, telling him these are the things. He is a messenger, right? I believe that's what an angel means in Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken. It means it's like malak.
Yeah, malak. That's my son's name.
Malak. Most High in Christ. But yeah, go ahead up.
Sir, are there any more precepts that first thing that can show this to someone who has less understanding of the word?
Of showing how the angels speak
or
and bring messages,
or how it wasn't Moses talking to God face to face.
Let me see. Well, verse 20, it shows you. You know what I'm saying? That is the precept.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not a contradiction. The Bible doesn't contradict itself. When God speaks, he's talking to the prophets. You know what I'm saying? Samuel. He is talking to them. And so even the other precept, who was it? Rebecca, she's saying, I had two nations, like she was wondering what was going on in her belly, in her womb. And yeah, bring that up as well. Let me see. She said, why am I thus?
Genesis
25 and 22.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Right. When she went to go after the Lord, she went to the prophets. She went to a seer. She went to someone, and the Lord spoke to him, and he gave her the answer of what's going on. So that might not be quite exactly what you're looking for. You want to see that the angels are speaking to men as the Most High. All right, give me a second on that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna ask.
All right, Karan, y'all see you too. Go ahead.
When angels are speaking to men, you said they were having a conversation like with each other. Are these angels appearing to be as men as well?
Right, that's what Karan Yala was saying. Yes. Like when you see them, they're not coming in some weird form. Oftentimes, the precepts on that is you've entertained angels unawares. Right? When they came to the town and delivered Lot, he just saw them as strangers coming to the town. He brought them into his house, invited them and took care of them. He didn't know there was angels. In Tobit, he was dealing with an angel the entire time and didn't know he was an angel. If y'all are familiar with that, we can go through all those. If you're not familiar, just write those things down because I want to, direct y'all to this. I remember last time I was like, you remember that? You don't know that one? I want to make sure we direct you to these different stories so y'all can get that in y'all precepts books. But go ahead, Karan Yala.
Salaki, sir, I just wanted to so as far as like with Mawakan's question, and proving that he actually didn't talk to God face to face, could I use John 1:18 as a precept to as proof that nobody ever talked to God face to face?
Go ahead, Brittany.
This is the book of John, chapter 1 and verse 18. No man hath seen God at any time.
Right. Yeah, that's it right there. So, but we want to find the cut to really prove that when God speaks to us, it's through the angels in every different time. So let me see. Let me get Luke 1:35. All right. Let's see if that can be a quick cut. If not, for time's sake, I'm gonna go through it and I'll give some precepts to you at another time. I'll call Cap. I'll call General Muhammad and get some precepts to help you with that. Just make sure you remind me if I don't get back with you in a day or so. Right, Most High in Christ.
Comes the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
Thus hath the Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me, to take away my reproach among men.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God into a city of Galilee
Mm-hmm.
named Nazareth, to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph,
Right.
of the house of David. And the virgin's name was Mary.
What verse you at?
Verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And verse 28. And the angel came in unto her and said, Hail, thou that art highly favored, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Verse 29.
All right. So yeah, so like it. That's okay. Let's see, give it one more shot. But you know what I'm saying? This is how the Lord is sending messengers through the angel. This is the message that the Lord is saying. They're speaking for the Lord. It's historical throughout the Bible. Angels delivering messages from the Most High. It's part of their name. Let's go one more. Exodus 23 and 20. And let's see.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I send an angel before thee
This might be a good one. All right.
to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Right. The Lord is saying he is sending an angel to you to prepare you and to show you how to keep his place, like to stay and go where he wants you to go. Read verse 21.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Beware of him.
Do what?
Beware of him.
Keep going.
And obey his voice.
And do what?
Obey his voice.
Right.
Provoke him not,
Mm-hmm.
for he will not pardon your transgression.
Uh-huh.
For my name is in him.
For what?
For my name is in him.
I mean, I'm thinking, is that good enough? I think that could be some. If not, if you need some more, we'll get you some more. But this is countless examples of the angels speaking on behalf of the Most High God. Him telling you that this is his voice, this is him speaking. And he always spoke to the prophets. How? It's not something mystical or, so supernatural. It's just out of the eye. Like in the movies, it's always like, my son. And you just hear a voice. It's just a schizophrenic just hearing a voice. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a vision or a dream, it's an angel that's coming and talks to him. So when it says face to face, that's the difference, is he was actually awake, conscious, and getting this message like that. All right, go ahead.
The second part to my question, it's in Genesis when it talks about how God walked down.
Right. It's the same thing. Yeah. When it says the Most High walked with Adam, because we know so many precepts, no one's been into the fourth dimension. No one's looked at the face of the Most High. In order for him to do these things, he's sending angels to deal with us the same way. Yeah. All right. Any other questions before we go?
I feel like I'm kind of still missing a little bit of the context in which how these angels actually appeared unto men.
Right.
I know you said something about a precept. Lot broken to his home.
Right.
My thing is, if they walked amongst men around those times,
Mm-hmm.
is it far fetched to say that they didn't look the same as us, or like what I'm saying, like.
Well, what are you saying? You saying, go ahead, go speak free. Go ahead. You know what I mean?
I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, is it far fetched to say like they didn't look the same as us, and they might not be like if that was to happen today,
Mm-hmm.
we might not see it the same as how we see another man.
No, it's the opposite. They blended in. No one knew You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, get it. Give me Genesis 19:1. Let's get that one, and then Karayala, can you find unawares?
Come on, got you. Salaki, sir. What was the brother's question?
The brother is saying that could it be that the angels look different, and that's how they knew who they were? Like there was a different, like if you see them walking down the street, what they like taller than everyone, or they had a different appearance. No, that's not what it was. The angels can appear how they want. They can be as small as a fly, as large as, you know what I'm saying, the Twin Towers. Angels have the ability to come in different forms. You know what I'm saying? But when they're coming to men, they're coming as men, right? Let's go ahead and read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And there came two angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
Right. Keep going.
And he, verse 2, and he said, Behold now, my Lord, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night.
Right. So he's saying, man, come in, get some rest, get some food, wash your feet, clean up, welcome into this town. He's seeing them and he's recognizing them as being someone of his people, of his nation. This is why he is inviting them into his household, because they are like strangers. Now, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Now, after this, the angels, the men of the town, they wanted to come and get them, but it revealed who they were when they tried to break in the house, and the angels blinded them in these things. But let me get unawares real quick, and then we can go into the Tobit. The Tobit story is amazing when you read it. Son. Let me see. You got it up? You know what I'm looking for?
That's like there, my man.
Uh-huh.
There's also Joshua 5:13.
What you got?
It says, And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand.
Right.
And Joshua went unto him, and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversary?
Right. Yep.
That was the one, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship, and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Salaki, sir, that was Joshua, right?
Go ahead up.
That was Joshua, correct?
Right, correct.
Okay, Khan, sir. Whenever you're ready, I got that precept for you that you wanted to.
What is it? Because I'm gonna have a brother read it in the room.
Hebrews 13:2.
Hebrews 13:2.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
Right. Some have entertained angels unaware. Like, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're encountering. You want to treat people with a certain amount of, our people with a certain amount of brotherhood. Sisters treat them with a certain amount of sisterhood. You don't know who you're encountering. And you could treat somebody a certain way, and you don't know this whole time you're disrespecting an angel. You're being unkind to an angel. I'll say that. You see what I'm saying? You are doing something unlawful. It's like a respecter of persons. If the angel came and told you I'm an angel, you can go, oh, my Lord. bow down to him and all this. This is why Lot had mercy, because he didn't know who they were, but he showed them the honor and brotherhood to them. And he didn't do it because he knew who they were. He was just being a brother to them because they looked like his people, they were from his nation, and they, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to show brotherhood to his people. He was living around all these heathens, people in Sodom and Gomorrah. It's just like, you got to think our clothes and our dress and our mannerisms identified us as a people too. So a lot of times, the same way, like just like being an Israelite now. Like if somebody walked up down the street and they had fringes on, you know what I'm saying, the studs, you'll be like, oh, what's going down? Oh, nothing to you. What's you talking about? Thug? He's gonna greet you like, okay, where you from? I know you part of the UPK just by the way you dress. There's no one gonna like you. This is how he recognized them, because they came like that. And I see you, Kranyala, too, as well.
Okay, come.
That's how we recognize, you know, these angels. And I remember a brother was asking, he was like, man, I just seen a person on the streets. Was he an angel? I think it was not his eye. The brother had dreads.
Right.
So he like,
that's where I was going to,
not
sir.
an angel. You know, I'm like, an angel ain't gonna come unlawful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not gonna come wearing no rainbow activity. Like, that's not an angel. This is a nigga high, you know what I'm saying? And move on. You know, an angel is gonna come lawful. Go ahead, Kranyala.
No, what you said exactly what I was gonna say. Just to answer the brother's question a little bit more, like you might not know who is an angel, but you do know who is not an angel.
Not an angel, right?
Like the angel ain't walk past you smoking no damn blunt with dealing with walking arm in arm with a white broad. You feel me? And telling you that Jesus love everybody. That's definitely not an angel. Salah.
Damn right. And I really want to get into this one about Tobit, but I will paraphrase the story. We can go into it later at another time. But long story short, Tobit was supposed to go on a journey to get some of this money that one of his that Tobias, his father, had with one of his cousins. He's going this distance, and some stranger came out of nowhere and ended up talking to him. And he was an honorable man, and he said he was going to go on a journey with his son. And it turned out that he identified himself as one of his relatives. And so Tobias sent Tobit with him. The whole entire time it was an angel Tobit didn't know until the end. And he revealed himself until the end. Maybe we can get that part, and then we'll go on from this. We'll come back to these things at another time. So Tobit. Yeah, let's go to Tobit chapter 12 and verse let's start at Tobit 12 and 1. Go ahead.
Are you saying that the angels could shapeshift?
Yeah.
Oh man.
They got all power. They help create and map out the stars. Think of how big a star is. You know what I'm saying? Google, y'all got the Google machine, or you got Alexa. Let's see if Alexa want to listen. Alexa. She don't want to listen. Alexa. How many
I
Earths?
missed something. Can you say it again?
Alexa, how many Earths can fit in the sun?
The sun is a massive object, and it has a huge volume. The exact number of Earths that could fit inside the sun is not a straightforward calculation, as it depends on the density of the sun and the Earth. According to some estimates, approximately 965,453 Earths could fit in the sun. By the way, you have 2 million.
Alexa, enough. You're done. About 1 million Earths, they say, could
By
fit.
the way, you have
Alexa,
2 million.
be quiet. Shema. Bitch, shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot here. But about 1 million Earths. I don't know if your brain can't even comprehend. If you ever go on YouTube and look and zoom out of how big the earth is, and then you just go further and further. They'll put it next to the sun, and then they'll put it next to Jupiter. Like, just go on YouTube and look at those things. Our brain can't really even comprehend what that actually means, right? So just think about how much it would take for you to walk around from here to China. Think about how long it would take for you to walk, you know what I'm saying, from here to East Africa. It's miles and miles and miles and miles. Now just double that. It's like 2 Earths. Triple it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 100, 1,000, 2,000 times to get from here to China, and then go to 20,000 of those, and then go to 50,000 Earths, then go to 100,000 Earths, and you're not even 1/10. You see what I'm saying? Then you go to 1,000,000, and that's just the circumference of the sun and what we go around. And the sun is like a speck compared to some of these bigger stars. You know what I'm saying? So how big does the angel have to be to orchestrate and move that around and put that in place? Because the earth is in the right exact spot. We go a centimeter ahead, centimeter behind. It's something that we can't even comprehend. So becoming like us is like, that's small work. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, like, when people don't believe in miracles or whatever you want to call it, is because of their simple understanding. And that's why today is so important with what we're going to. So we're going to get into the topics. Like, angels are a very big piece of the puzzle of having faith in what's going on in this world today. Like, if it wasn't for the angels in Christ, we're done for.
Right.
The white man has won. It's over. What are we doing? Like I said, it makes sense to go get hot. It makes sense to get drunk. It makes sense to sleep with whatever whores and have all the abortions and do everything America wants you to do. It makes sense to do these things if you don't have faith in the Most High, Christ, and angels. Without that piece of the puzzle, then we're completely defeated. And this is the pride that the white man has, because he doesn't believe in these things. He's convinced himself he's a God. He's convinced himself he's above the angels and that he's all powerful, all knowing, when he's really a peon.
Right.
Like, and that's the one. Give me Exodus 16. And then, so like, we get sidetracked, but these is important things. Exodus 16. And so might be Mike. Let me see. I better find it in my precept. Looking up this thing. Let me see. I'll find it real quick. Exodus. It's 9, 16, 17, 15. Yeah, let's go to 14 and 17.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 17. And I, behold, I will harden the heart of the Egyptian,
Right.
and they shall follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh,
Right.
and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
Go ahead, Karanyala. Break it down. If you can hear it. Or you want
Salaki, sir. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
You want to break it down real quick, or you want to have one of these brothers break it down?
Oh, break down Exodus 14, 17.
Come.
Can you have a brother read it one more time, Salaki?
Read it one more time.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 17.
Right.
And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
Right. when the Egyptians let the children of Israel leave to go serve the Most High, you understand? He hardened the hearts of the Egyptians to where they reneged on the deal that they had with the Israelites and went to go follow and pursue after them, just so the Lord can get honor in destroying Pharaoh, his hosts, his chariots, and his horsemen.
Right. Where does the honor come from? If y'all can hear him a little bit, he's just saying, "Oh, you can't hear." All right, so Salaki, I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Sir, Salaki.
No sweat. Yeah, they just can't hear you. We have to figure a way to get this plugged into the speaker so we can magnify your voice online.
I probably need to get a mic or something.
but we got a little computer, it just barely come out of here. It's gonna be a way I can connect the computer to the speaker, so moving forward we can have brothers hear you. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, Pharaoh is America today, but America is even more powerful than Egypt back then. We have modern technology. They have modern technology today. But back then, Egyptians had modern technology back then. So a chariot and horsemen is like a tank today. Right. It's like having to be able to move that fast, to have the material for the wheels. That type of weaponry was superior to just a ragtag team of soldiers that we want running around as a gang. They coming through with 10,000 chariots. Like, we don't got the money to keep up with that. We might be able to make, 1 or 2 chariots. We might be able to have 500 men and get organized, but they got 10,000 of them coming, and it's no fight for us. So people have never seen anything like this. They just regular farmers. You see an army and military, you got 50,000 soldiers with you. You're like, we can never defeat. Like, just imagine you being on a farm, living a simple life. You're just a farmer, and you look over and you see 50,000 people. You've never seen anything like this before. Your family is the deepest you go to a family reunion function is 300 people. You're like, damn, it's cracking, it's popping. Then all of a sudden, out of the woods, you see, the hell? The sound of it's gonna be loud when they coming. Ground's gonna shake, you know what I'm saying? And then you see them destroy everybody they go against, and it might be one army of the Babylonians that's half as good as them. They knock them down. You're like, bro, can't nobody defeat Egypt. When the Lord defeats them, it shows that he's powerful than anything on planet Earth. It's the same way today. Like, no more will they say that we come out of Egypt anymore. The glory of him destroying America is going to show you how powerful it is. So he has to let America build up to almost seem all powerful. They got all the cameras. They got the facial recognition. They doing DNA. They going to have AI robots, satellites, nuclear bombs. This is like, come on, bro. Can no army defeat them? Which is a fact. They're at that point where no human army can really defeat them. So the only thing that can defeat them is the Lord. And it's going to have to change our time to where this makes no sense to someone by all logic for us to think that the angels are going to solve our problems and the Lord is going to change our problem. But when you come into the truth and you know the power of the Most High, it's actually more ignorant for them to think that way. Give me 1 Corinthians 4:10.
Oh, God.
It's actually more ignorant to think the other way around. That's what we see. They don't see that in the world. This is what we see, right? Somebody got it? 1 Corinthians, what I say? 4:10, yeah. Matter of fact, I need to go up a verse or so.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. For I think that God has set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
Right, we're made a spectacle. Right, this is like, they look at us like we're weird, like we're tripping. We're in a cult. This is something, it says the knowledge of this world is foolishness to the eyes of the Most High, right? I'm paraphrasing. Keep going.
Verse 10. We are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Christ. We are weak, but we are strong. We are honorable, but we are despised.
Right. So we are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Christ. Like to the world, we seem crazy. Y'all really think it's gonna be 200 million angels come out of the sky and save blacks and Latinos? Y'all really think that you're gonna have somebody that's gonna come and deliver y'all? Y'all out your goddamn mind. But we're wise in Christ. He's looking like, man, y'all brothers is highly intelligent. Y'all fear the Lord and not men. No matter what you see, it's a 1,000,000-man army in the United States military. They got planes and helicopters, and we ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? You might got what you got your little AR. You got extra clips. You got what 30 rounds.
Right.
30. You got the switch. You think you tough? Nigga Esau laughing at you like y'all niggas don't want it.
Right.
But Esau was blessed with the sword. He is a cunning hunter. They do this for a living. Remember what's that from Belly? He said, I do this for fun. You want to play? You want to rock with me? The real Don Dada, the white man, like, y'all think that y'all can do something against me? It's a joke. It's laughable. It's nothing you can do. But the Lord is feeling the same way about him. And so that's how we get the last laugh. We're wise enough to see past that, and that's what it's saying. So read the last part again. That but it says we are weak.
We are weak
To them, yeah. Keep
but
going.
ye are
But
strong.
with the power of the Most High, we're strong. Keep going.
Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Right. We're really the righteous men of the earth, but the world hates us because we show them their evilness. Right. When they look at us, they see how evil they are because they're not like us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to, you know what I mean?
All right.
More on something, but they're not like us. So the only thing they can do is say something is wrong with y'all, because if we're right, then they have to change. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia, let's go ahead. Anything else, real quick? That was it. I'll give y'all Tobit. Maybe we can go into it next week or a different time. But yeah, it was revealed at the end that this man was an angel the entire time. So this is how the angels come and deal with men. You can't tell, you won't know who's an angel, who's not an angel. Well, okay, you'll know who's not an angel. Slack it. He's not gonna be busting down the pack and got served for sale. That's not an angel. It's a demon. He'll tell you himself. You listen to niggas from Chirac, they'll tell you, I'm a demon.
Right.
Wasn't King Von made a hell of a song, but he was telling you, yeah, I'm a demon. Slack it. All right, let's go. Tonight's topic. We'll give it up one more time. Start from the top. 8:30. Got a couple of precepts to go through and try to get through as much as possible. Let me get Ezekiel 37:16. The title of tonight's class is Trump is Yo Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I put it like that, IZ, for a reason. Like, it's such a slave mentality to talk like that, to speak like that. Trump is Yo Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
right.
America. That's a slave's mentality. Y'all know that was something that slaves had to call master. Y'all familiar with that? Anybody heard it? You heard that, Karayala? Go ahead. I'm tell them what you're saying.
Salakia, sir, the sisters called him Big Daddy.
They called him Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? And so that the culture we learn about people that call people daddy today is what? Go ahead. You know, who makes people call them daddy? Yeah, you ain't got right. No, okay, that's another one. But yeah, Salakia. But who demands that? They don't have to demand that as a. Go ahead for the sister. There you go. Get a sister here. You understand? Ryan had an answer too. And me growing up, I always thought, you know what I'm saying, that was pimp culture. I didn't know that slave masters made their slaves, men and women, call them daddy, big daddy. So I knew rappers, Big Daddy Kane and all that type of stuff, but that's actually culture from a slave master.
Right.
And so they would call Big Daddy's house in Django. Did they call him that?
Kind, sir.
What was his name? No, go ahead, Karayala.
If I may, sir, yeah, absolutely. In Django, it was the scene when Django they had went to Leonardo DiCaprio's slave plantation.
Right, it's called.
And the sisters was calling him Big Daddy, like, "Hey, Big Daddy, who was this nigga on this horse?"
Right, he said, "Hey, Big Daddy, who's this nigga on this horse?" On that word, the bada bada, I love it. I forgot on that cane or that swain. I forgot what they said. Horse on, this old English type term. But anyway, yeah, on that nag, yeah, something like that, yeah. But long story short, these are things they did and they wiped away from our memory. So we don't really know that was going on, but he wanted to raise you up as children to see him as a father figure, even though he is destroying you, even though he's exploiting you, even though he's abusing you, you still have a love for him because he's the only father you ever know. Because they don't show you the other side. What do pimps do too? Not only do they show you a whole bunch of hatred, not only do they show you a whole bunch of abuse, they show you little bits of love too every now and then. That's the part of slavery they don't want to show you in the movies, right? Because it gets confusing. Go ahead, Karayala.
If I may, sir, what you're saying is so heavy. Like, this is literally the scene from Hustle and Flow that you pulled last week.
Right. Oh, that's it?
Like,
go ahead, keep going.
No, what I
pulled from last week.
What I was saying, like when DJ showed the white broad that small amount of love, even though he pimping on her, like this is literally what's going on with white people and his children, Salakia.
Right, exactly. This is what's going on with white people and his children, who was us. So, long story short, as an abusive parent or abusive relationship, it's not all bad. You see what I'm saying? And in the slave movies, they do two things. They paint the slaves as all humble, all righteous, all nice, and yes, master. And you just feel so bad for the slaves, you want to cry for them. And then they paint the white man as just all evil and disgusting and foul, and it's just you know what I'm saying? It's just polarized. That serves for two purposes. For one, it's not the reality. So it's more like today. See what I mean? Like when you get on the bus and you ride through the bus with black folks mean, disrespectful, ratchet. You're like, damn, talking to their kids crazy. I was working in my slavery in Berkeley one time. This black one, I want to do. Take off my vest. And you know what I'm saying? Like, sister, calm down. Like, and you ever been embarrassed for black people around white people? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's even a slave mentality in itself once you come out of this and come into the truth. But it's like, even in the truth, that's not how we're supposed to be. That's the embarrassment. Like, something tell you, no, this ain't right. I can give a damn what white people think. You see what I'm saying? But for the children's sake, I damn near want to say something. She was like, you don't get your motherfucking ugly black, you hurry up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I ain't heard nobody talk to their kids like this since the 90s. But this was normal growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we come a long way. This was way more normal than it was not. But that's how it was in slavery. Where do you think they got this from? People was coming off of those plantations in Alabama. Like, if you don't get your nappy-headed, black, ugly, disgusting, fat, you know what I'm saying? Mothers talking to their children like this. This is how it was on the plantations. So black people are seeing this. They had the mammy. She would be the black woman that would go around and talk crazy to other brothers to get them up. You old shiftless, ugly, dark piece of, get back to work. That was her job, to rile up the men and disrespect them and degrade them. The slave master raised them up to do that. And the slave master and the women was kind of like how they are today. Oh, hey, how you doing? Very kind, very nice. A lot of the times they were very gentle, and you would be like, damn, I want to be with them. They would have a black man beat you with the whip. So you would hate your people. Everything that you seen that was negative in the world was us. Everything that you seen nice was them. So you grow to love them and respect them, even though it doesn't translate. So you hate them, but then you love them. And that's why they give you these holidays. I said that again, I think last week, where the holidays is a break from your suffering to come back and love the culture subconsciously. Like, okay, this is the one day I get off. And the mass ain't that bad of a person. You understand? So all those things is to make you revere them. But let's go into some precepts. What I asked for? Ezekiel
Chapter verse
37. Let's start at verse 16, I believe. Let's read it like nice and loud. All right.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 17.
Mm-hmm. Looks like you go to, matter of fact, blah, 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 blah. This is a very important thing. I know this is a story, and we already getting late. I might have to skip this for now. Let's go ahead. Go read 16 though. I went over this last week a little bit.
Chapter 37, verse 16.
Right.
Moreover, thou son of man,
Mm-hmm.
take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companion.
Right.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the houses, for all the house of Israel, his companion.
Right.
Verse 17. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand.
Right. So last week we went over Israel and Judah separated. The north, so-called northern kingdom started following these other gods. They went into captivity under the same peoples whose gods they worship. It's always been like that. When they worship the Assyrian gods, they end up slaves of the Assyrians. When we worship the Babylonian gods, we end up slaves of the Babylonians. When we start to worship the Greek gods, we end up slaves to the Greeks. When we worship the gods of the Romans, we end up slaves to the Romans. You see what I'm saying? It's the same scenario over and over and over again. And we got to learn to separate from them. And once we do that, we will come back and become together again. That is the brotherhood. Like, in order for us to become one, we have to prove each other more than the other nations. We have to learn to love us first. That's why having our identity is so important as Blacks and Latinos. We seeing it right now that they are shipping Latino men to Guantanamo Bay. Y'all heard about that?
Man.
Just of as yesterday, they plan to send 30,000 men to Guantanamo Bay, and they want to ship other prisoners to El Salvador. I ain't never heard of nothing like this. They want to send American prisoners to another country, and they talked about this before. I got you, Brian. I'll see you too. Hold on one second. Just remember your point too. There was a show where it was like I'm gonna keep this, brother. Hold on, bear with me. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long one, huh? We're gonna wrap it up for the brother. But long story short, there was a defense attorney, and in the TV show, all they do is defend people. Some people did things wrong, and they get them off. It's called the practice. The other people actually didn't do anything, and they get them off. But a lot of times they're defending people that were wrong and were able to get them off. And one of the dudes was like, man, how you defend these disgusting bastards that done this and done that, and killed kids and done all this? And he was like, yeah, my brother went to jail for life and he didn't do it. He's a black man. He was like, that's why I defend these people, because if one person goes to jail and does life for nothing, it's worth freeing someone that is guilty, because it's your job to make sure they go to jail when they're guilty. It's my job to make sure I free the person that's innocent.
Right.
And so we know they're telling you all these people that are going to Guantanamo Bay are criminals. They're telling you that everyone they're going to send to El Salvador is criminals. But what are odds that 1 or 10 or 500 are actually not guilty? And they got to process this brother's whole case and go through the paperwork to be like, oh, my bad.
Right.
You was just trying to go to work tomorrow. You actually go to Texas. You actually, you know, these stories are going to come out 10 years from now, 20 years from now, Christ don't return. Somebody's going to be sent to Guantanamo Bay that really supposed to be at working at Popeye. Well, I always use Popeye. You know what I'm saying? It's a regular job. This Israelite brother has been living here for 20, 30 years. They didn't confuse him with someone else and Donald Trump going to send him to Guantanamo Bay, man. This is an evil that we've never seen before. They're not treating people with any rights. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to let our brothers and sisters know about their rights amongst these devils. But with that being said, y'all brought out Deuteronomy, all these curses that come upon us. The only way we're going to fight against these curses is brotherhood. That's what we got to remember this. Always teach brotherhood. I talked to Captain Zakar yesterday, man. He was like, make sure your brotherhood is tight. When he was coming up back in the 90s in One West, he was like, one of the brothers went to the store and bought big Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Not even a normal size. I guess it was even bigger than the average normal Arizona. You know what I'm saying? He was like, that's selfish. We got 3 other brothers with us. You could have put the money together and we could have all had something to drink. You just got something for yourself. Like, we always got to be taking care of each other and worrying about each other and making sure we all good, because that is what's going to get us out of this captivity.
Damn
you know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Brian.
Hopefully, sir. I was just gonna speak on the Guantanamo Bay situation. Like that, not only is first of all, the white man is the goddamn devil, right?
That's right.
Guantanamo Bay is a prison for terrorists.
For who?
For terrorists.
Well, I can't hear you. Like you said, Guantanamo Bay is a prison for who?
For terrorists, sir.
Good night. Okay, go ahead, Sluggy.
George Bush created that prison after 9/11 to house terrorists.
Exactly, to house terrorists. And
like these brothers and sisters that you about to send to Guantanamo Bay, they are the complete opposite of terrorists.
Right.
A terrorist will destroy your country. They built your country. They fed your sons and daughters.
Right.
They did all of the menial jobs to keep your businesses going. And Donald Trump is so much of a goddamn devil. And like General Muhammad brought out earlier, during Egypt, right? When that new pharaoh came to power, he didn't give a damn that Joseph saved Egypt. He didn't give a damn that Joseph made Egypt a superpower. He came in office and he started exploiting and chastising and enslaving the children of Israel. And you wouldn't even have this empire if it was not for so-called Mexicans, for so-called Guatemalans. You understand? But sir, are you?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, that's exactly how they reward our kindness with more pain and more suffering.
Right.
And you know what's ironic is they're telling you that who's coming through the border are people from ISIS. They're real life terrorists over here. Real life people from Afghanistan, Al Qaeda, Chinese people. You don't want to even get into Chinese people. They have people that were working in colleges. Matter of fact, I gotta pull it up real quick, man. Or if you can look it up, Karayana. Look up San Francisco Police Department, Chinese spies. See if something comes up, and look in the news and see if something comes up.
So I'm on it right
something
now.
that was heavy. Let's see if it comes up. But these people are real life terrorists. They really want to destroy America, even if it is some gangs that are coming, MS-13, whatever. Anybody that's part of the cartel, they're trying to make their money. They're trying to enrich themselves doing crime. But they're not trying to destroy America. They've seen what America can do. They don't want no parts of that. It's just like black people in America. Like, man, you let me sell my dope, get my money. That's what I want to do. I don't want to destroy this whole place. That's not my agenda. But these other heathens, that's what they want to do. They're not raiding the Muslim mosque. They are not going into these Chinatowns and going to their basements and looking for spies for the Communist Party in China. You got something up?
Salakia, I found a post, article from the New York Post.
Okay.
It says, after FBI bust Chinese police. No, that's not it. That's not it, sir. You said look up San Francisco Police Department Chinese spy.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if it, go ahead.
Alleged Bay Area Chinese spy denied bail.
That might be something else, but let me see. Okay, it was some type of government agency they infiltrated. Let me see. Healthcare. Police station to spy on harass dissidents inside U.S. Let me see. I think I got something right here. China hubs in San Fran expected to work in Beijing. Hold on. What you got, young man? Give him the mic as well.
It says right here, the San Francisco Police Department has warned the Chinese community about Chinese espionage in California.
Mm-hmm.
The SFPD has advised people to be aware of strangers and not to easily believe what they say. Explanation: Chinese espionage in California. The Chinese Ministry of State Security has been active in California, particularly in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
The MSS targets local politicians and community leaders who may become influential in the future.
Okay, yeah, that's a part of it. This one I got right here. It came out in 2023. The Department of Justice accused China of using police station to spy on harassed dissidents inside the U.S. So people that went against the Chinese government, they're over here, and they have people that infiltrated and were watching them, or you're setting up these things for them. I can go into it further, but from my memory, it was certain FBI concerned about these Chinese police stations, quote unquote, during congressional hearing. But they actually infiltrated some things in the San Francisco government, and they were actually doing operations here. It is well known they had certain people that were professors working for the Chinese government in America, taking back the information that they were doing in these schools and bringing them back to China. There's so many different Chinese spies in America that are trying to destroy this place. But once again, the moral of the story is they're not looking for them. They're not sending them to Guantanamo Bay because they know they have a nation behind them that will go to war for them. They're not going into the Muslim mosque because of the real terrorists will do something about it. But they can bully and take out their frustrations on the so-called Mexicans, on the so-called Guatemalans, to make these other white men feel good. So look up that article that I sent you in your phone, and we'll go ahead for that. Read the title of the article.
I Am Your Retribution. Psychoanalysis insight into the male rage fueled by inequality.
Go ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah. Give it to Mawakan.
Khan.
Read it loud.
The name is I Am Your Retribution. A psychoanalyst insight into the male rage fueled by inequality that propelled Trump to victory.
Right. And so this article right here is going into the psychoanalysts, right, of Donald Trump's followers. I'm going to get there with you out. Read the first paragraph real quick. And I'm going to show you where I want you to go down here.
Los Angeles, in our post-election blues, many pundits have started a post-mortem exploration of what went wrong with the Democrats' optimistic outlook of winning the election. by even the thinnest margin.
Right. Democrats thought they were going to win. Kamala Harris was going to win. Even if it was going to be close, they felt like they were going to win. Keep going.
Explanations of Trump's and Republicans' sweeping victory range from the ravages of inflation on the working class to the immigrants' invasion of the country and the culture wars all playing out within an environment of fate.
Right. So they're like, well, maybe the reason why he won is because of inflation, the working class, or the immigrants. All these reasons are the reason why Donald Trump won. Let me see. Drop down where it says they were mesmerized.
They were mesmerized by Trump and his promise to make America great again, even though Trump's policies, such as tax cuts during his first presidency, did not directly improve their lives.
Right. So even though no one is doing better in America when he was in office or vice versa, why did everyone go for Donald Trump? Go down a little bit, a couple of paragraphs. It's going to say, as a psychologist, this is something that I learned from General Mahayman. Like, he always says it all the time. Like, I try to understand why white men think this way, or how does it feel to be a white man in America? Like, I can't even understand it. I can't get it for the life of me, but I want to at least attempt to understand what is going on in his mind. Because the more I can understand what's going on in his mind, the better I can help my people. Right? Go ahead.
As a psychologist slash psychoanalysis, I focus on important challenges besetting the development of normal masculinity that embraces the experiences of strength, generativity,
Right,
relevance, productivity, and reasonable power.
Right. So looking at what it means to be, and their definition is something like what we are in the UPK. Like, real masculinity is generous, is basically strength, is productivity, and reasonable power. Keep going.
Usually, these experiences develop within a family setting in which the son successfully experiences himself as a chip off the old block through identification with a capable, loving father.
Right. So usually a son grows up to see what it means to be a positive male by watching his father and growing up and wanting to emulate those things. Keep going.
However,
that's the big one. One more time.
However, despite the strong presence of the father within the family, Milieu, if the society at large does not treat the father's role as a respectful equal, the son will experience a huge sense of shame, which is channeled into anger and resentment, resulting from his self-respect having been compromised.
So what is all this trying to say is that when you have a father, or when the society doesn't respect men and looks down on men, even if you did have a father, you are going to start to feel shame. You're going to start to get angry. You're going to have resentment because you see that it's not honorable to be a man anymore. This is why white men are becoming women.
Right.
They find more honor in becoming a woman than in being a man. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
We know that poverty and the stress of incessant struggles for survival reduce the chance that the father could live up to the expectations of the son as a positive, loving model of identification.
Mm-hmm.
Alcoholism, drug addiction, and domestic violence are some of the most damaging consequences resulting from the generational transmission of trauma.
Right. So, long story short, like, they start to destroy themselves when they grow up in this environment. Now you see them on fentanyl. They're going to start beating their women more. They're going to be on alcohol. They have all these things to escape. That sounds like they living like niggas.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's everything that goes up must come down. Like I said, they gave us crack in the 80s. Now the opioid crisis is plaguing them. Right. And when they're going through these things, the real root of their problem is that rich white people are exploiting poor white people. And the gap of the rich and the poor is becoming so great that more white people are starting to feel like niggas. And so what do? when they feel like this, they have to beat niggas up. They have to do what they did to Robert Brooks, because they are working 12 hours a day and they have nothing to show for it. So in order to do something with that anger, they have to beat you up. They have to get a taste. They have a taste for blood. Like, I got to kill something. This is what Commander and I always say, like, if it wasn't for the police department, where am I going to go kill something at? Legally and lawfully. Where am I going to go abuse somebody today and get this off? Like, I need to get high. That's why they hunt and kill deer. It's a certain high that they're getting, and they cannot get it without you. So now Mexicans get to be the victims of their anger, and they get to take it out on somebody. And they're not going to take it out on the Chinese. They're not going to take it out on the Arabs, because the Arabs hit back. What Bruce Lee say? You punch brick, but brick no hit back. They can punch black people and Hispanic people because we don't hit back. We have been their punching bag for 400 years. Go ahead up.
So, sir, if I may, just a comment on like just how white people pretty much have to take out their anger, and they find a way to do it by becoming police officers or ICE agents. It's like, I didn't even realize there was as many ICE agents as there are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just found out like a couple weeks ago when they did over 1,000 raids in 2 days.
Damn.
They realized they have so like it's crazy because they just find a place to exact that anger on us.
Right.
And it's just crazy that you mentioned it.
Most High in Christ, get a brother in. And that's what's called being a scapegoat. They blame us for everything. You see what I'm saying? We have to be the victims of their anger and their frustration. Let's keep going from where you at. Let's see. America's increasing wealth.
America's increasing wealth inequality exacerbates this dynamic.
Right.
Over the long haul, with the untenability of strong identification with the solid father, the male grows up with the father hunger.
With the what?
A father hunger.
Keep going.
The longing for a father figure who can make up for all the helplessness and humiliation he experienced as a child into adulthood.
Right. So all the humiliation that this poor white man is living in the middle of bum F Idaho and bum F Arkansas in the middle of Alabama, he's tired of seeing black people live successful on TV, on the news. You see this dude blowing money, they just throwing money out, and they like, damn, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? These people coming here, they building businesses and doing that. This is not the America that I know. I want to make America great again. Hold your peace real quick. Like, it was a movie called Rosewood. And in the movie, it was country white folks, black people start getting their own money. And one of the dudes, they were telling the story, they was like, yeah, you know, this brother right here, this black man, he got a piano. And he said, damn, that nigga got a piano? How he got a piano and I ain't got a piano? They said, Bob, do you even know how to play the piano? He was like, no. But if that nigga got a piano, then I want a piano. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this brother rolling around in the Benz, it's like, do you even want a Benz? Nah. But if he got one, I want one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stand to see him doing better than me. And so in this oppression, they are just getting more and more anger, and they need someone to come and save them from this. And this is who Donald Trump represents to them. Go ahead. Who had a hand raised? Go ahead.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I've noticed like within the last recent years, there's been even more like prominent black people that have been shown in the media.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the media's way to kind of fuel that rage that white people have towards black people?
Right. You said, are they showing more rich black people to anger them? That's a good point. I think it can serve as two purposes. Partially, yes, right? But also to misguide us. So another guy was saying that they want to give you the inclusion that all black people are living wealthy, so that black people, we can identify with them and think there's a way out. But the reality is that that's not real, and it's a fantasy world. It's not our reality. And for them, it does anger them more. It gets them more mad because it feels like it's everywhere too. And it gets them more angry at us. So I like it to like Instagram. You go on Instagram and you look at women everyone is quote unquote perfect of what society like. All beautiful women, all of them, they body, everything, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you go outside, it's like that damages a child. Like your daughter is gonna look at this and think that this is reality. And that's what's happening to so many women. They have such a low self-esteem because they are watching social media. They say girls have higher suicide rates since social media came out. Girls have higher rates of depression since social media came out because they're watching the feed and they think this is the real world, but they're not intelligent enough to tell your daughter to get on the bus and look. Go to a big event and look at all of the women. They don't look like the women on there. These are normal, regular women. This is not the minority. This is the majority. But if you think that this is the reality, then you start to think there's something wrong. So that's the same way. Like if you think everyone is hip hop of love, everybody has $1 million. Everybody's making $400,000 a year. Everybody is rich. Go outside and look. Who the hell is working at the Taco Bell around the corner if this everybody's rich? Who is changing your tires? Who is the oil man? Like who works at Walmart? The real world is not social media, but you start to believe that every black person is balling out. Everybody got this money when it's just not the reality. So it's a double-edged sword. It destroys us for thinking that this is real, and it makes them more angry at us because they start to almost think that it's real. Go ahead, Karayala.
Yeah, Kai, sir. I just wanted to pull a precept on what you said, like as far as like how white people view us, like how you was like, Bob, can you play a piano? Nah, but shit, this nigga got one, I need one. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia, Exodus chapter 1 and verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Like white people literally hate to even just see you. You understand? Like it's damn another Negro. But now, if I see a Negro in the Benz, it like vexed their soul to where they have to do something to you. Like I had brought out the other day when me and Uriah Ball was teaching the class. This brother Ice-T was riding around in a nice Porsche, literally on his way to go register his car.
Right.
The brother gets pulled over across the street from the DMV.
He said,
like he's literally right there. You understand?
Registered car was pulled over by the DMV, right by the DMV. Go ahead.
Right, but the police officer was like so adamant in towing this brother's car and taking it from him because all he seen was a nigga with a nice car. He didn't give a damn that he was Ice-T and he'd been a police officer on Law and Order for 20 goddamn years. He was grieved at seeing this Negro with this nice car. But that's all I want to say, sir. It's a lot.
Nah, most I try to get a brother him just saying the cop pulled over Ice-T. I guess this was recently. And you just see him in a nice car, and the cop got to pull him over. That happened to another football player a couple months ago. He tell him, like, I'm on my way to the game, or I'm this so-and-so football player. Y'all know me. They don't care. You say anything against us, we pulling you out the car. We treat you like a nigga because we have some authority, and we hate this feeling of being inferior when we know everything from our history says that we're supposed to be superior. Right. All right, let's keep going. We're going to read this for a little bit. Let's get some precepts to go ahead along with this, man.
The unconscious wish is to have enough power to turn against the society that shamed him by depriving him of a father who could carry sufficient weight in society that could in turn fulfill the needs of the son to have a solid sense of himself as a man. Right.
So let's keep going. Let's drop down to the expression of rage. Let's just go to hence here lies Donald Trump.
Come. Hence the more so.
Hence here lies Donald Trump's genius. This is a little bit further down from there. It's like right there. No sweat. I'm gonna read it for you when you catch up. Hence here lies Donald Trump's genius in mobilizing his unyielding supporters with the slogan, I'm your retribution. Through his audacious rebellion against the society that has deprived this disadvantaged group, Trump has become their messiah. He is the only one who can restore their sense of self repair their injured ego, and provide them with a new sense of self-respect and dignity through his crusade against all societal norms. All right. And so, long story short, that's about it. I'm not gonna keep going with this, but y'all can go through this article more and really get an understanding of what is really going on here in the mindset of these white men and why they are taking out their anger on the so-called Latino brothers right now, because they're not really trying to get rid of all of the immigrants, because they know they need them for this nation to keep going.
Right.
But they do need to abuse some of them. They do need to blame it on crime. They do need to start calling them thugs. They do need to go on this campaign. And the sad part and the sick part is the disgusting brothers from our community that come out and support Donald Trump.
Right.
They had the dude that came out and did, I don't know, these two are going for a Coon of the Year award. These
Right.
two, the one brother that came out and did the speech like a pastor, the hills and the mountains and the valley shall be made low, and no weapon formed against Donald Trump shall prosper. And then the other brother that said that daddy's home. You know what I'm saying? Like, these brothers right here have looked up to him and have wanted to follow him. Matter of fact, let's get a couple precepts. Go ahead.
Plug it, sir, if I may. I have trouble having empathy for brothers that hate Latinos, because I've run into a couple within the last couple of months, and I struggle with having any type of brotherhood towards them once I understand where it's the it's just how are we meant to interact with people that literally hate our people and don't have any room in their heart? Because I try to argue with them.
Right.
This man is white man and black skin.
Right. So, if I'm understanding your question right, what is it that you're saying? How do you what with them?
Like sloppy, because it's just like I have.
How do you not punch these niggas in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know who you labor amongst. Okay. You trying to be, you know what I mean? Honorable. Yeah. How do you not punch these niggas in the face? That is a good question. All right. I got that for you. This is one that they give me Luke 23 in verse 34. This is a completely the Christians. You rarely will see a brother in the UPK pulling this precept, because the Christians took this and bastardized this and like they took the rainbow. I remember I never understood why in the UPK we don't say we have deacons. Why in the UPK we don't say we're a church, and it says it in the Bible. Why certain words that we read in the Bible we don't say in the UPK when it says they have deacons and bishops in the Bible? But the reason why we don't say that is because the Christians have taken it and they bastardized the word to where we don't want to be put in the same boat as Christians. So it would be fine to say I was a deacon instead of an officer. It'll be fine to call a captain a bishop instead of a captain. But we had to go and use the more militant terms in the Bible so that people don't put us in the same boat as Christians.
Right.
And I didn't understand it till Captain Mashak broke it down. He was like, think about the rainbow, huh? You know what I'm saying? He was like, the rainbow was given to us as a sign from the Most High, as a glorious symbol of his promise he gave to us. The maggots didn't come and took the rainbow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can't say the real word. He was like, you could put it on your garment. He said, I would never put the rainbow on my garment because the maggots didn't come and took the rainbow. they turned a glorious symbol into something wicked and evil. That's what Christians have done with certain things in the Bible. A bishop had no harm, no foul. But now it has a different connotation because of Bishop T.D. Jakes, because the bishop in the Roman Catholic Church, because the deacon pork chop and Reverend, you know what I'm saying, Bacon, that has made this become something that we don't want to associate with. So these precepts like this, they use it so wrong that is almost, you know, something that shouldn't be. It's like I ain't gonna say shouldn't be. This is Christ speaking, but go ahead. Luke, you got it?
Now comes the book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 34.
Right.
Then said Yahushua, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Right.
And they parted his raiment and cast lot.
Right. So not only they use this to just forgive the Romans, and this is how the Christians try to put the context of this. When in reality, Christ gave up his life for his people. For the Lord to forgive his people. He's saying, forgive them, for they know not what they do. You have to look at them like a child. And it goes perfect hand in hand. The child is looking up to their father. Now give me John 8:44. You see what I'm saying? This brother that hates so-called Mexicans, you think he loves black people?
Wow.
You think if we can meet somebody that says they love black people, you think they really love black people? You see what I'm saying? Like Dr. Umar says he loves black people, but we know he hates us.
Right.
Because he tries to tie us into Africans.
Right.
Because he tries to tie us into following something else that is going to get us right back in the same situation. So a brother that hates so-called Latinos is no different than a brother that loves Africans. It's no different than a Latino that hates black people, that hates Judites. You can go and find some people that's part of La M, that's Soreños that hate Judite. They got NK. You know what I'm saying? One of the brothers in the school, Oscar Ward in Pasadena, he was like, if you go in certain neighborhoods, you'll see NK on the wall. It means nigga killer. You know what I'm saying? But he also explained how some Judites had killed some Ishmaelites that he know for no reason. He was just going to the gas station, and some Judites from Denver Lanes came up and just killed one of his partners. It's like we have been doing this. This all ties back into, if you know where we've been, you know where we're going. That's why history is so important. Knowing the stories of how the so-called Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom split, that these brothers would literally go into civil war with each other.
Right.
Kill each other. It was on site in our land. You see what I'm saying? And to the fact that they started to side with other heathens against each other. No difference in my mind where they say the Soreños or the Southerners side with the Aryan Brotherhood against Judites.
Right.
Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
Right.
You take this brother's identity away from him, strip him of his language, strip him of his culture, rape and abuse his people for 400 years. I'm just amazed the niggas walking on 2 feet, man.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be the father and understand that, let's say your kid was taken away from you. God forbid, your son was kidnapped. And then you come and he's living in New York. And he has been raised up. I don't even know how I can explain it. He's been raised up around a bunch of Muslims. Let's say it's something like that. He's been in the Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam hate Israelites. This is back in the Abba Bivin days. You send your other son over. He's out there teaching the truth in Harlem. And a Muslim come and try to fight your other son, try to beat up your other son, try to, kill your other son. And you looking like, How would you feel about it? I'm gonna let you answer that. You got two sons. One was twins. One was raised with you to be an Israelite in the truth, speaking the truth. Another son was kidnapped from you, stolen, brought to New York, raised up in a different organization, raised up to hate Israelites. And then when he sees it, he tries to hit your son. Go ahead. How'd you feel?
Damn, so it's a lot good.
Mm-hmm.
I forgive him.
Why?
Son,
Okay, give me some more though.
like it's just.
Tell me how you would feel though.
Oh, I feel like I was a failure.
You were a failure? Why?
No listen to take my son.
Okay. You had nothing you could do about it. He went on vacation, he went somewhere, and his son got killed.
Home, please. It's
You know
gonna
what I'm
go up.
There's nothing wrong with you to do it.
It's like I was just trying to bring him back to knowing who his people were in his culture.
But he over here trying to fight your son, kill your other son. Anybody? Young man? Tell me. This brother's such a soldier. He don't got no feelings. You can't even have him. I don't even know what to feel. It's a lot here. Go ahead.
Sorry. I think I would feel like I would forgive him,
Mm-hmm.
and because he knows nothing other than to be a Muslim. He probably doesn't even know I'm his father.
Right.
He doesn't know me from the campaign, so he's just looking at this other dude, and he's thinking that he's the fool, and
Right.
he doesn't know that he plays.
Yo, you're almost there. What if he actually kills your son? Now let's take it another level. He kills your son. That's in the truth. Now I'm gonna ask around y'all. Something I'm missing from here that I'm not quite getting, and we going way over the time. But these key things, like this is the reason why we ask questions, because in the UPK we want y'all to learn how to think. This is why the general always asks brothers when they ask, "Can you get a breakdown?" He tells you to break it down every time before you ask for the breakdown. He's like, "Go ahead and break it down." You're like, "Well, just like it, sir. I mean, give it a shot." You know what I'm saying? Like, learn how to think and see the things that we see. Go ahead, and I'm gonna have Pranyala, and we ain't gonna really go too far. Right. We might have the system might. Go ahead, Pranyala.
You asking, sir, how would I feel if my son was kidnapped by a Muslim?
Yep. That's the
Raised
best one I
as
can
a
think of.
Muslim.
Yeah, Muslim, right?
Raised as a Muslim, and then
Right.
he encounters my son that grew up in the truth, and he kills my son that was in the truth.
Yeah, because he's speaking the truth of God.
I would want to kill Muslims.
You would want to what?
I would want to kill Muslims.
That's the answer. That's the spirit of a father. You see what I'm saying? Ain't my goddamn son's fault. If he would have been here with me, he would be like me.
Right.
He would be like my other son.
Damn
But
right.
these stinking ass Muslims kidnapped him from me.
Damn
I
right.
want to kill every last one of you for what you did to my son. You white men made our brothers hate our brothers.
Damn right.
That's the spirit of Christ. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I feel sad that my son has blood on his hands of his other brother. And I mourn the death of my son that I love. But I love both of them. And I hate them even the more. I hate them even the more of what you've done to my son. That's how you want to feel about these brothers. I hate the white man even more. That I got to argue with this nigga at my job to tell him to love Mexicans. When white people kidnap you, you hate Mexicans more than you hate them.
Right.
You're the reason why we have to do this. Why do we have to go to camp and yell at black people and tell them to follow the laws of God? Because of the oppressor. Why do we have to tell our women that it's important for them to not have abortions? It's because of him. Why do we have to tell our brothers to stop smoking weed, stop smoking cigarettes, to get off of dope? It's because of him. everything that we see in our community that's wrong and destroyed is because of the oppressor. If you don't have hatred for him, which is a righteous hatred, that's what I'm saying. Somebody give me that one too. I always forget that precept next. It's in Psalms. I want to say a perfect hatred, but go ahead, Karanyala. I see you.
And kind
Like,
sir, if I may too, sir, like you bringing out something so heavy, like what you literally just taught in the class is like the essence of brotherhood. Like you can't blame your people for the condition that they're in. You understand, when they've been taught by somebody who's an enemy to your people.
Right.
If brothers keep the simple
Perfect
fact
hatred.
that
That's
it's
what I'm
not
looking for.
our people's
Got it.
fault why we live how we live, it will make it easier for you to forgive a brother. It'll make it easier for you to forgive your rib when she mad at you and she do some weird stuff,
Right.
or a family member that you got to alt with. You understand?
Right.
It'll make it easier for you to forgive them because you know they know not what they do because they've been taught by your oppressor. But so I guess, sir.
Yeah, I'm right now. Get that brother in hand, man. He dropping jewels over here. He's saying knowing that would make it's brotherhood, because the anger of what they've done makes it easier to forgive your rib, forgive your brother, forgive your cousin, and the big ones that's hard for us to forgive your mama,
Right.
forgive your father,
Right.
Them are the things that we can't get over. The things that you seen your father then punch your mom and blacked her eye. You know, I want to kill this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your mama then brought all types of strange men and he done molested your sister. You want to kill your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
once you realize that is the oppressor inside of her, taking over her, controlling her, then you will hate him even the more and you will have mercy on them. This is literally what Christ gave up his life for. That's the brotherhood he had, is to give up your life for a bunch of people that hate you.
Right.
The whole book of John, Captain Kalizal said all the time, the whole book of John is them trying to find a way to kill Christ. The Sadducees and Pharisees is trying to find a way to knock him down, and his whole mission is to free them from the people that's enslaving them.
Right.
It's crazy. This is our job. This is what it feels like to be a priest. We going out saying your life is going to be better. Not only is your life going to be better, all our lives is going to be better. And they like, nigga, we don't want to hear that. The Mexicans, we got to worry about ourselves. What's the talking point they always say? They got to hold their own. And they believe they white. You believe you African, nigga. Who cares?
Right.
We all believe a bunch of lies. It doesn't matter. They Mexicans don't, Latinos don't love black people. Black people don't love black people. Have you heard of Chicago?
Right.
Niggas is pissing on other niggas' graves, shooting up their mama's house, grandmama's house. Like, black people have done more damage to black people than any Latinos have ever done. Right. And Latinos have done more damage to Latinos than any other Jewites have ever done.
Right.
But we want to envision and think that it's something different between us. But the devil is in the details the whole entire time. Why are we doing this? He is in the background making these things happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it is hard for our people to accept us, because they believe the oppressor when the oppressor tells you how to get out of oppression. You cannot ask your oppressor to give you the tools to get out of his oppression.
Right.
You gotta ask the oppressed. And we're the only ones that can speak up for our people because we have enough knowledge and wisdom to guide them to the truth and reality. There is no in between. They're always gonna talk about we making progress. There is no, you either slave or free. Ain't no progress.
Right.
That's it. This is what we want. We want freedom. We don't want to have a nigga president. We don't want to have a nigga mayor. We don't have a nigga police officer. That's not gonna solve our problem. We want to be free. Right. If they're saying we don't have the same things as them and we're second-class citizens, then we're not free. You know what I'm saying? So this is just another slave. He's another son. This is how the Lord sees him. This is a lost son. And it angers Christ to see his brothers be taken and used against each other, man. And the only reason why we can forgive him is because we are more mad at them. If they ain't know them, they ain't know him. Anybody? All right. And Most High in Christ, Officer 5000 Malabar. His words are smooth as butter. That goes down to so many different deep levels. Like he's able to convince you that you're actually thinking. He can convince you that what you're doing is thinking, but you're so confused, you're not thinking, you sleep. You know what I'm saying? This is why we said we got to wake our people up. That dude thinks he's very intelligent that's talking to you. You see what I'm saying? You see how frustrating that is? You're talking to somebody that thinks he's highly intelligent trying to explain to you why we shouldn't care about Latinos when he's just dumb as a box of rocks. It's like, go ahead for the precept. When we get it, it's 9:30.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 139,
Thank you.
verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred.
I hate them with what?
With perfect hatred.
Right. This is David talking. He's talking about who? Keep going.
I count them my enemies.
Keep going.
Verse 23. Search me, O God,
Mhm.
and know my heart.
Mhm.
Try me and know my thoughts.
Mhm.
Verse 24. And see if there be any wicked way in me.
Right. So, but nah, it's like, am I missing where it says like your enemies are my enemies? So I'm missing that a little bit. Let's see. Am I tripping? You said 119 and what?
119, verse 22.
19 verse 22. Let's go for time's sake. Psalms 119. I'm looking at something different. 119 and what?
Verse 22.
That's not, we're not looking at the same.
Perfect hatred.
It's not 119.
130.
No, I'm sorry, 130. Sorry, 139.
Well, it's like, yeah, 139,
Verse 22.
verse 22. I must be tripping. Yeah, I must have misquoted. But yeah, it's a perfect hatred because these are the enemies of the Lord. Right? What is that precept I'm thinking about?
Perpetual hatred.
Is that 138 real quick?
Salaki, sir, are you talking about King David when he said, "I hate them with a perfect hatred"?
Right, that's what we got right here.
Okay, kind of, sir.
But counting my enemies, but the enemies of the Lord too. I think it says something like that too as well. But if not, for time's sake, let's just keep going. I count them my enemies. Let me see if that's because it doesn't say that right here. Count them my enemies. Let me see if that comes up. Nope, that is right there. I'm tripping. Don't I hate them that hate thee? Am I tripping? That's the part that I'm missing. Okay, yeah, it's like I just didn't pay attention. It's the one that says that hate thee. That's the part I'm looking for. Where it just says the people that hate the Lord is who David hates. That's where it's the perfect hatred. So like I should have just had you read a little bit slower. It's the fact that these people hate the Lord is why David hates them. The same thing in Obadiah is for they have shed the blood of the children of Israel. This is why they need to be destroyed.
Come.
Most High in Christ. Also, Madabar said he's been in school since 2013, he's teaching since 2014. So our people in Louisiana can't say they don't know who the oppressor is.
Right.
One kind. Get out of one of him. That's what we gotta do, man. We gotta go out and cry inside and wake our people up. But let's see if there's anything else I want to give out. We got John 8:44. Then can you pull yours? Young man, we're gonna pull a couple of this real quick. You get 1 John 2 and 18. Then Quran Yala, give me Job 20 and 5. We just going, I'm trying to get all these precepts. Go ahead, whoever got one first. Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 2, and verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Then answered the Jews and said unto him, What a sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou dost these things?
1 John, not John. You in 1 John? Yeah, no sweat. Go ahead, what you got, Mokan? Yeah, 1 John 2 and 18.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 18. Then answered the Jews and said unto him,
Okay, no sweat. No, I want y'all to pull two different precepts too. So if you get 1 John, young man, you get Job. What did you get, Karanyala? You had Job?
Job 24 and 5.
Okay, and you get I have so many different things, man. Just go ahead with the 1 John real quick. Salakia. We already at 9:30. We're gonna have to end this. It's getting late. But one day I'm gonna figure out a way how to do this, man. So Salakia. We'll figure out a way to get these precepts out. I'm gonna have to revisit these. We will keep going until we get some of these out next week. So go ahead.
Book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 18.
Yeah.
Little children,
Mm-hmm.
it is the last time, and as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come.
Mm-hmm.
Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.
Right. So this is also a cut to the Christians that think that one man is going to be the Antichrist. In their mind, they think it is just Donald Trump. He's the new Hitler. He is the Antichrist. There is no the Antichrist. There are many Antichrists. Anybody that goes against the teaching of Yahushua Mashiach is Antichrist. The Christian church is Antichrist. The Muslim mosque is Antichrist. The Erykah Badu and all her goddamn voodoo is Antichrist. But these men, that are following Donald Trump, it is many of them. They are all Antichrist in what we're doing and what we're teaching. And the only way that we are going to, once again, I'm gonna keep drilling it out. The way we're gonna get out of this is to have that brother and to find a way. Even I'm not saying to go be buddy with this nigga that's saying he wants to that hates Latinos, but the fact that you don't punch him in the face is the brotherhood that we need to have right now. Because you're absolutely right to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you seeing that son. He wanted to man, get back. You trying to fight my son? They're speaking the truth, but the thing that's letting you know, man, the reason why I'm not really gonna whoop his ass is because I'm more focused on the person that actually kidnapped my goddamn son. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's the root of the problem. My son is not the problem. He is just what they call it is a symptom of it. Just cause and effect. It's a symptom of the actual issue. These are just symptoms of the deeper issue. Is these oppressors that are doing all that? Let's go. What we got, Karanyala, Job in 20 and 5.
You want me to read it, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna start at verse 4, sir.
Most High in Christ. I think that's what I wanted to. That brother is that brother's a priest.
Sir. This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4. Salakia. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth?
Good night. Knowest thou? Sir. I'm gonna read it right back after you. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth? Since the beginning of time. This is how things have been. Go ahead.
that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the
Is
joy
what?
of the hypocrite, Salakia, sir, that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right, that the triumphing of the wicked is short. The time that they have to be glorious and all this is a short period of time. It may seem like forever to us. It's been 400 years, 300 years, 200 years, 2,000 years. This time is still but a short time in their reign and their power. Keep going.
Kanwakan. And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment.
They get a quick high. They get a quick experience of treating us like garbage. But these things are coming to an end. And the more and more, the fact that they have delegated the country to a reality TV star shows you how destroyed America is. And this is we getting closer and closer to this place crumbling. We're literally watching an empire fall right before our eyes. That they have gone to the point where this is what's really going on, Akim. Let me see if I can. What was I always try to think of a good example analogy. Don't want to. What does this look like? How does this look like? This looks like them deporting Mexicans and Latinos to Guantanamo Bay is nigh unto. Okay, I live in a house. I was watching a TV show. Okay, this might be an example right here. Make it a little bit better. All right, let's say you live in a house, right? And your father owns the house. And your father is increasingly raising the rent on you. You know you can't pay the rent. Keep raising the rent on you every month. Instead of every year, it's going up $100 every month. It's going up 100. It's going up 200. After about 2 years, you can't even afford to pay it no more. And you about to get evicted. He gonna put you on the streets and live homeless. You come home, and the dog then chewed up your pillow, and you beat the dog to goddamn to death. You know what I'm saying? You kicking the dog, destroying the dog, like you ripping his everything like an animal. And at the end of it, you just Well, guess what? You still gonna live on the streets, Doc. You see what I'm saying? Like that didn't change the fact that you're going homeless, but you feel a little bit better because you had all this anger and frustration in you. You get to let it out. That's what they're doing to us.
Right.
America is falling. It's costing more for everything. They can't buy a home. Their cousins on fentanyl. The whole country is being destroyed. But at least I can punch a Mexican in the mouth. I'll feel better about today. That's it. That's what's really going on with them. And so, yeah, the time of the wicked is short. We just gotta hold on. We gotta do what's right and gather our people together, and we're gonna watch these people fall even more and more and more. The brotherhood is what's gonna get this place done quicker. Give me Mark chapter 13, verse 19. We'll leave it at this.
13 to 19.
Yep. Let's see what we got. Let me see. Yeah, we'll go from there. We'll just start from there. We'll maybe start at verse 17. You can also find this precepts in Matthew 24th chapter. It's just going over the last days, and that was what they asked him. They said, "How will we know when the last days are going to be?"
It's the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I want you. That's what I want.
Verse 18.
No, read and finish. And to them that give suck in those days.
Verse 17. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Yeah, we're at 9. So long story short, there's so much travail going on. It's sad to see someone that just had a new baby or still breastfeeding in these times, right? This is how ugly it's gonna get. Keep going.
Verse 18.
Mhm.
And pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. Verse 19.
Hold on. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, keep going.
Verse 19. For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time, neither shall be.
Right. So the destruction that we're gonna see to destroy this white man, this oppressor, is gonna be like something we've never seen before. It's gonna be on another level to put them into place and take them out of power that they feel this coming. It's in their spirit, like it is out of their grasp. They cannot even comprehend going back to being niggas again. Or you know what I'm saying? Less than niggas. Like this is there's no way America can be falling. Like 20, 30 years ago, they at the Olympics crying, there's flags everywhere. They're like, there ain't no way this is gonna end. We're gonna ride this out to the end of time. And now they're seeing the writings on the wall. They're like, damn, this actually looks like it's a wrap for us. Go ahead. Like these niggas in 1969, well, they were right. This is crazy. What?
That's like there's talking about the end days.
Yeah.
This was after the chariots had already come down, or
No.
what kind?
Well, this is all of those things. Yes. So let me see. Nation against nation. It's all of these things that are stepping up, and also the destruction that's coming. So World War III is popping off. This is describing these times. Now, in the midst of this, we will be brought up, but this is what it's talking about. I'll go ahead.
Verse 20. And except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved.
Right.
But for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days.
Right. So it's so much destruction and things coming for these oppressors that unless it was for the brothers and the sisters that Christ is going to save, they would completely destroy this entire planet Earth. So I want to answer that right. I want to double check and get that. But that's a key point. What you're trying to say is like, is it we're going to be delivered with the angels? Are the angels doing part of this destruction, or is it just them going to war itself? So I don't want to answer that incorrectly. So I think I got two questions for you. You wanted some precepts for the angels.
No, the first one is going to be precepts on the directive of angels being the messengers of God.
Right.
That was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write down this one, which is in Mark chapter 13.
Right.
Is this the time after
Right.
we've been taken back to?
Okay. Double check that. And to go back, I remember a few weeks ago we talked about in Genesis where the woman was told she would be. We can talk about this after class. Like, let's just go to class. Now it's getting super late. All right, let's just go ahead and in this class we had 2:40. So lock it. Good night. Let's go ahead and close out this class. And we're gonna check with those brothers in the back. But shalom. Yahweh Shem Yashai Brother Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shem Thumb Shem Yashai to all the sisters. All right, let me go ahead and in this class.